Welcome everybody to Rules Explained. In this episode, we are going to be playing a game of Snits Revenge. I'm your host, John Merritt.
I'm Rob Nothing.
And let's get started. For our audio listeners, we're going to do our best to explain what we're doing. This is definitely going to be published onto our YouTube channel at youtube.com Rules Explained. So Rob, what are you doing?
Well, I am now placing my snorgs.
What's a snorg?
A snorg is basically the organism that helps the organ function within the bolotomus. Now, remember, for those of you, hopefully, who have watched and listened to our episode last week, we're talking about alien creatures invading another alien creature to get revenge on the bolotomus because of its smashing tendencies.
Right.
So, the whole game is good. Go ahead.
So we started with Snits attacking.
Snit smashing.
Snit smashing, that's it, where the creatures were coming up from the ocean and these things were stepping on it and smashing them. So now our Snits are getting revenge by going inside the body and attacking it.
That is correct.
So you're putting out the things that manage the different organs.
Yes. Without these operating, the organs will shut down, and that is the goal of the Snit player, is to shut down a certain number of organs so that way the bolotomus will die.
Okay, so I roll 3d6, right?
Yep.
Let me just duplicate this real quick. Or where's my little clone button? There we go. 1, 2, 3. Close out of that. We can put these dice back up here. You can use those. I'll use these 3. I'm going to roll. All right, why am I rolling?
You're rolling to determine how many snits you will go ahead and start the game with.
Okay, so I'm starting with 9 snits.
Okay, now if you want to show the viewer what that also means, because now the number of organs you have to destroy is much less.
So I have 9 snits.
Right.
I'm sorry, no, I have 5, 6, 7, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So since I have 9, that means I need to kill off 6 organs in order to win the game.
Yes.
So I have my invading snits, 9, dead organs, 6. So I need to kill off 6 of these yellow guys, of the snorgs.
That is correct.
And if we remember, our sequence of play is the snit goes first, that's me. I move my snits, and then I do snit kicking, in which I try and kick whatever is in whichever organ. Then the bolotomus player's turn, he does a make 'em, then he does a run and get 'ems, run and get 'ems.
Yes.
Then a compositor's compose, then he does a move thingies, then he does his chomping, and then we just see if anybody has one yet. So, what are these things you've put in? There's Chomp 1, Comp 2, and Comp 3. That's funny. These things look like they've been handwritten on. That's awesome.
Exactly. The compositors are organs that will go ahead and create make-ems. The make-ems are going to go ahead and do one thing, and that is when I send them to the potums, I can go ahead and create more run-a-get-ems.
So
run-a-get-ems,
make-ems are created in the
compositors.
In the compositors, that's right.
Yep. Run-a-get-ems, once they are produced in the compositor, can go ahead and seek out and destroy invading snits, much like antibodies. The other thing I can create in the compositor are replacement snorgs. And this is where the snit player is at distinct disadvantage, because I can go ahead and keep healing organs as almost as fast as you can destroy them, because that becomes the goal of the snit player, is to quickly and without any sort of hesitation destroy as many organs, snorgs as possible. Otherwise, the just sheer amount of production capacity is going to go ahead and overwhelm the snit player.
All right, so you've got
So I've placed
So,
the snorgs in each organ.
and each one looks like it's assigned to that organ by its name.
Yes, yes,
So the atrium has the atrium one. The
yep.
gut has the gut one, and the antiphyllum has the anti one, and so they're all assigned. So the first move is move Snits. That's me. Where can I
Oh,
move
I
and
do.
by how much?
I got to go ahead and do one more thing here. I have to place these.
Oh, that's
Okay,
right.
the splops and the spark of life. Now, in a normal game, I would place these in a hidden way. But in this game, I'll go ahead and make sure everybody can see it because the spark of life is another way that you can go ahead and win the game if you're a snit. If you destroy the snorg that has the spark of life, you have essentially put this thing into like a cardiac arrest.
So one way of winning is by killing off 6 organs. Another way is by stealing the spark of life and getting out of the snork or out of the guy.
Nope. All you have to do is kill it.
Oh,
You
kill
don't
it.
even have to
Oh,
get
okay,
out of it. Nope, you don't even have to get out of it.
got it.
So then I have some decoys, which are called the splops, which if you destroy the snore that has that, it explodes and instantly destroys the stent. Yes. So again, the cards are a little stacked against the snit player if they don't move quickly. So now you can move your snits. You can move one snit, one space, and you can only move a number of snits into an area based upon the width of the canal. Now, this is where things get kind of very gross if you don't like anatomy.
Well, I see 3 ways of getting into
Yes.
this guy.
So if you want to enter the glut, which is presumably the mouth, you can go ahead and get 2 snits in there in one turn. If you
Oh,
want to enter the antiphyllum, which is presumably not the mouth, the opposite of the mouth, I will be delicate in this situation, you can go ahead and bring 2 of them in. If you want to go ahead and enter into the phlotus, which is kind of like the nose or the breathing apparatus, if you wish, you can only bring 1 in. But I get a special reaction to everything you're trying to bring into phlotus because you have to crawl up my body to get there. So I can try to smash you with my prolobsinator. And if I do, your snit is dead. And when you run out of snits, I win the game. That's how the Bolotomus wins the game.
okay. So first move, move
Yep.
Snits. I'm going to move one guy up here. He's going to try and enter. I'm going to take 2 and go into the glut because that's a wide connection, so I can move 2. And I'm going to take the other 2 into the antiphyllum.
That is correct.
So that will be my move. So with Snit 1 here, he's going to try and get into the phlotus. But you get a free attack with your
Yes, I do.
prolobosinator. Prolobosinator.
That's probably as good as it's going to get. Okay. So now that this is why it's dangerous because I get to roll 1 die, and if I get a 1 through 5, I have smashed the snip before it can even get in there. So here's my dice roll.
A 1 through 5?
I just smashed it. You just lost the snip.
All right, Snits are going to go over here in the pile. So he just got
Now,
hit with that guy. Smack.
yep.
Now I get to do some kicking because the next step is Snits kicking.
Yep.
So
And you
in the
automatically,
glut,
just to make sure the players understand, you automatically can get into the glut and the antiphyllum. There's nothing I could do to stop you.
right. So these 2 Snits are going to attack the glut. So I take 2 dice and I roll them. I get a 5 and a 5. So what does that mean?
Well, a 5 or a 6 destroys destroys the snorg. So you have successfully destroyed the snorg for the glut. So I take this and I put it to the side. Now I can go ahead and try to heal that later. But right now you've killed one of the 9. I'm sorry, what is the number of organs? 6, right?
Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, right. I have got to kill 6 in order to win.
Right. So you've got 1/6 of the victory done so far. So now see if you can go ahead and kill the snorg in the antiphyllum.
Oh, a 1 and a
You did
3.
not.
So the antiphyllum is fighting back and defending himself against the Snits. So, according to the turn order, we move the Snits. I did some kicking. It is now the Bolotomus player's turn, where you
Yep.
do first do your make 'em.
All right, so now I have to make some choices. Do I go ahead and try to get antibodies or do I try to heal? At this point, I need to go ahead and try to fight off the snits as much as I can. I still have a good chance of surviving with the remaining organs, so I'm going to make all make'ems. If I wanted to, instead of making that, I could go ahead and create a snorg, which could go ahead and use as a heal, which is basically healing.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't. It won't heal though until I actually get it to the actual organ.
So the organ can only create one, either make them or what's these guys called again? A snorg. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the make them, and so to make them,
Yep.
so they sit there this turn. So you can't make the run get thems
Nope.
yet. So now you have the compositors compose.
Yep.
And then you get to do the move thingies.
Okay, move thingies. Now, here's where things get interesting. The narrow passages, you can only move one of any type at any one time. So the snits can only move one snit. I can only move one of mine through there per turn. So I'm going to go ahead and move this Runagatum into the antiphyllum to try to protect it. The glut's already lost. Okay? Now that's an interesting strategy because now these two guys are free to go to the atrium later, but I'm going to try to stop them at the antiphyllum. Okay?
Dun, dun,
Notice
dun.
the antiphyllum is in blue. The snit player cannot enter the blue organs because they're surrounded by poisonous cilia, which will destroy him instantly. That's at least how the game goes ahead and explains it.
Sounds
So
good.
now I'm going to go ahead and move my glut here because I need to go bring it to a point where it can heal. And I'm going to go ahead and bring
Nope, he stays there.
Yeah, the Make'em is going to go here.
Well, he just got made this turn, so
Yeah,
they
I
can't
can
move
do
down
that.
yet. Oh, you
Yeah,
can?
I can.
You can make
Yes.
them and put them down in the same turn.
Yep, exactly. So now, but now I can't do anything else with them because I can only convert them in the next turn.
Okay.
Right. So now they're going to be converted next turn into Runagitums while they're in the Lapotum. Now you might be
Gotcha.
wondering, some people would say, well, wait a minute, why didn't you take the glut and put them in a Lapotum so you can get them into the glut faster? Well, then that's the only thing I can do because you can only move one guy through there every turn. So I'm going to try to come in through the back door, as it were. All right, so I moved. What's my next phase, John?
Let me see. We got the make them. We got the compositors compose. We got move thingies. Now you're doing your chomping.
All right, so now I'm going to try to chomp. I'm going to go ahead and try to kill a snit in the antiphyllum.
Not the poor
Okay.
snits.
Well, it's their fault for going ahead and trying to get into me.
You know, self-defense. I mean, seriously.
All right, so I need a 1 through 3. If I roll
I need
1
a-
through 3,
I've got a 5 through 6. You have a 1 through 3.
yes. The game is slightly stacked towards the Bolotomus, but again, speed is of the essence. All right, I have succeeded in killing one of your snits. You got to
Oh,
take a snit
no.
out. But much like, much like antibodies, the Rundigitum is consumed by the process. He basically is sacrificing itself to go ahead and destroy the invading snit. So now I got to put that guy there.
That's
So this is how the game balance is maintained.
I was going to say, that's a good way to kind of counterbalance it, so that way I don't get too many, my attacks only hit, 1/3 of the time, where yours are hitting 50% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I lose them, they're gone. I mean, there's no way they're coming back. You at least
No.
have a way, somewhat of a way of reproducing more.
Right. And notice you're down to 7 snits, but you only have 5 more organs that you need to destroy.
Yes. So, has anybody won yet? The answer is no. So I'm going to be moving. I'm going to take 2 more snits, move them into the glut. I'm staying clear of the Phleotis because on a 1 through 5, that's pretty high. And 2 more are going to move into the antiphyllum. Now, the 2 that were in the glut are going to move up into the atrium.
And you can do that. Yep.
Because
That's a wide space.
It's a wide canal, so I can have 2
Yep.
people coming in here. I'm going to take one of my snits, move it into The divericurious.
The Divicurious.
Divicurious. Into the Divicurious. So that is my movement phase. So I have moved Snits. Now I get to Snit kicking turn. So in the atrium, I have 2 Snits. We're going to attack the atrium. Come on, 5s. Oh, there's a 5. Oh, I kicked the atrium. So I just killed off an atrium.
Yep.
So now 2 of them are going to attack the antephelum. There's a die roll here. Come on. Well, it adds up to a 5.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so that ends my turn. So
No,
kicking is...
you can kick in the
Oh,
Divicurious.
you're right. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Let me do the Divicurious. I only get 1 die because I only have 1 Snit there. I rolled a 1, so nothing happens.
All right, I was a bit scared there. I thought your luck was going to go ahead and really put me in trouble really, really quickly, but it didn't.
But I am out of Snit, so none can move in. So it is now your turn.
All right.
So first you do your make 'em into run a get-ems.
Yep, so I take these 2 make-ems off, and I replace them with run-a-get-ems.
Dun, dun, dun.
They are converted into antibodies.
And that can only be done in the...
Lapotum.
Lapotum.
Yep.
So
that's phase. That's done.
Okay, so that's the make 'em. Now you do the compositors. Compose.
Okay. I desperately need to go ahead and keep myself alive, so I'm going to go ahead and produce a healing body for the atrium, and I'm going to go ahead and produce a couple more make-ems. Now I'm doing an interesting strategy. I should probably be trying to go ahead and make as many antibodies as I possibly can, as many run-a-get-ems as I can, but I also have to worry about the fact that he is 2 out of 6. He only needs 4 more to kill my Bolotimus, and I'm trying to balance this out here.
Okay, so that is the compositors. Now you get to move thingies.
All right, so I can only move 1 through these corridors at a time, through these narrow channels. So I'm going to move 1 here. Oh my gosh, I'm in a lot of trouble. And I'm going to go ahead and try to come up through the back door. I'm going to try a different strategy right now. In case you're wondering what I'm trying to do, loyal listeners, I'm going to try to take this run-a-get-em up through the Philotis, in through the Fundiculo, and into the atrium to try to kind of do an end around here to try to stop the infection, if you wish, from spreading. All right, so that was that. Now I have to move the make-ems to produce more run-a-get-ems next turn, so there they go. And then I'm moving this atrium there, and now the glut, I need to move it in here. Now this is going to be dangerous because you can go ahead and destroy this, but here's the kicker, no pun intended. If John decides to go after that, he can, and he'll probably go ahead and have a good chance of killing it. But at least I slowed him down, and he won't be able. He doesn't get like a double kill because you've already killed the glut. The glut is already damaged. So that's an interesting strategy on my part to see if I can't tempt you to delay your continued rampage. Okay.
The name of the turns just cracked me up. Move thingies, chomping, kicking, make-ems. And actually, Rob just found something very funny about the run and get thems, just word that is actually a play on words, run and get them.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is hilarious. Okay, so you're on the chomping phase.
Chomp phase. Since the antebellum is still alive, I want to try to increase my chances, so I'm going to go ahead and try to chomp at a snit there. So here you go.
No!
Oh, I failed. Ooh. That stinks poo-poo. All right, well, that is the end of my turn because my other run-a-get-em is over there with no target at all. So I am done.
All right, my first turn is to move snits. These 2 guys in the glut are going to move up into the atrium, excuse me.
Atrium, yep.
Atrium. These 2 are going to still hang out in the antephelum because I really desperately would like to try and take these out. If I'm lucky, I might be able to get 3 more.
Yeah, so this is going to be...
Now I get to do some snit kicking.
No, John, you'll only get two more organs this turn if you continue with that strategy. Because remember, this is the glut. So this you've already killed the glut and the atrium.
Oh,
So you got to pay attention to that, players. If you're playing this game, that's what my decoy was. That's what I meant by a decoy. If he spends all of his time going after that, he's already basically trying to destroy something he's already destroyed, giving me
right.
some time.
But I don't want to get the glut to heal itself. So I'm going to try and take him out
Fine.
before he gets there. So I get 4 dice because I have 4 snits in the atrium.
Okay.
And I need a 5 or 6. Ooh. Yahtzee.
Nothing.
Yahtzee.
See,
Oh, wrong game. Okay.
hey, it
In
worked.
the
My strategy seems to have worked.
it
I'm feeling a
did.
little bit better.
So in the antithellum, I have 2 snits.
Now you have to choose. Are you going to attack the Runnigan or are you going to attack the Snorg, or are you going to attack one each?
Oh, okay.
Or
So I
attack
have
both?
choices here.
Yeah, you have
Well,
choices for you want to go for.
I'm going after the organ because that's kind of the goal of the
Okay.
game, and I have very limited resources here.
Yep. I can't tell. Is that a five? I think it is. Yep.
That's a
You did
5.
it.
So I took out
So
the anta.
yep, the antephyllum is now destroyed. The Snorg, actually.
The snork, right. Now the divercurious. I can't say that word.
I pronounce it
Divercurious.
Divicurious. I don't know.
Divercurious.
Somebody call
Okay.
Tom Lamb.
Yeah, Mr. Wham. Oh, but I only rolled a
Yes.
3. So I only kill it on a 5 or 6. He survives. So
Yep.
that is the end of my turn. Now we move into the Belatomus's turn. Now he does his make'ems.
All right. So I'm feeling a little bit better now. I was really worried there, but your dice roll stunk, and you also went ahead and went for my ploy and got distracted. So I'm
I
thinking I might have a
did.
chance here. No, I'm actually concerned that I'm still going to lose this game. All right, so I just made the make'ems into Runniganum, so they're done.
Yep.
What's
Now
next?
the compositors compose.
Okay. I'm going
Compositors
to continue my
compose.
strategy. This
Hmm.
seems to be working all right, so I'm going to do two make'ems, and I'm going to try to bring the antephyllum back to life by doing this.
All right.
Okay, so compositors,
Yep. Now move thingies.
move thingies. All right. The wow. I'm going to see if I can't get rid of those. And
So you're moving from the Lepotum to the
yep,
Anaphellum, where I have 2 snits. You
I'm
moved
moving from
one
the
into the
photon.
glut. Hmm.
I'm going to move the one from Flotus into the funiculum, if I'm saying that one right. Funiculum. Yeah, that one.
We need a
Okay.
doctor.
Yeah. And the atrium. Now, check this out. I just moved this into the atrium. I've just healed this. And I just moved this into the glut. I just
No.
healed the glut. So the tide has definitely turned. I have now almost healed complete. I was down three. I was half dead, but now because of my strategy,
And my
I've got
bad
this
dice
back.
rolls.
And your bad dice rolls. Now, what John is going to do though is probably still going to kill me. We'll see though. I have to see what happens because remember I lose a run against him every time I win, so it's going to be very interesting what happens next.
Well, my first action is to move Snit, so I'm going to take these two in the
Oh wait,
ant.
wait, I got to chomp.
Oh, yes, right, Chomp. I
So
forgot.
here we go. I'm going to chomp one run against him and versus each snit. So here we go. One versus one. First one.
Oh, that didn't roll.
Got it. Okay, you're right. It didn't. You're right. Here we go.
There's a roll. Okay,
Ah,
so
got
that
him.
takes one out.
And then the second one. Oh wait, I lose mine too. That's right. I forgot about
Yep,
that.
he's gone.
Yep, he's gone.
And then
My
the other
second
guy.
roll.
Oh man, take
Oh
him out
wow.
too. Boom, boom.
Okay. And there's no target there for chomping, so chomping is done.
I'm losing men here. All right, so that ends your turn. So now we move into mine. So I do move Snits. I'm going to take
Hmm.
these. Oh, I can only take one, move them
Yep.
into the agulator because it's a small canal.
Hmm.
And I'm going to take one more snit, move him into here, to the Divercreus,
Mm-hmm.
and see how we do here. So a 2-on-1 seems to give me the best odds.
Okay.
So let's start in the atrium. Oh, took out the atrium. I'm sorry, this thing.
Yep. Atrium
Atrium,
is
that's it.
out.
Now for the Divercreus, I
Mm-hmm.
have 2. Oh, there's a 5. I took that
Oh, my
out.
goodness.
Now the Agulator, I only get 1 die. Come on. Oh, didn't take him out.
Nope.
Now, I believe that's it for my attacks. So I've killed off 1, 2, 3 organs. I'm 50% there, but my snit power is really, really low right now.
Yes.
So now it is your turn.
Now
So first, go on.
here's where things are interesting. First off, I forgot to move thingies last turn, so now I'm in trouble because I was supposed to move these compositors last turn.
Yep. So first you do your make'ems.
Yep,
Oh,
and
but
I
you
really
can't because
can't.
there's stuff there already.
Right. So I made a mistake. I forgot to move these guys, so that was bad. You know, that happens if you play chess. You can't go back and say I forgot to move that piece. So
So
okay,
now you do your
so
compositors.
which I can't because well, I guess there's make them one. The only thing I can do is one make them because I really messed up.
Okay, so you can't have 2 make'ems in one organ at a time,
Right,
but you can have
right,
one organ and a make'em. Okay,
right.
that's good to know. Oh,
So that's it. So now I have to move thingies, and now I'm not going to forget. I need to move these guys in here.
right.
I made a big mistake. This might cost me the whole game right here.
And because it's a narrow channel, you can only move one piece
Right, and I moved
per
one from
organ.
each compositor. Yep.
Yep.
So that did that. And now I need to move Runnigan, Runnigan,
Oh no.
and Antiphelm. See, I even forgot to do this. I really messed up last turn when I forgot to move those pieces. This
I
might be
mean,
it.
honestly, this is just a simple case of self-defense. I
Yep.
mean, you guys were stepping on us, to be honest.
Well, let's be honest with you. You guys deserved it.
Yep.
Stay off my beach. All right, so now we're on the chomp phase, and I have a distinct advantage here. This could be a big situation here. If I can kill these two, I'll be in really good shape because it's going to leave him with just 2 snits,
Yeah,
which
I
is
mean,
going to be very hard. But let's just see what happens.
I've got 4 dead already, and I only started with like 9.
9, right? Yeah.
So I should still
So
have
here we
5
go.
out there somewhere.
Well,
Oh
remember
yeah.
we one
Yep, I
died
got
in the
5.
photos. Oh, you do have 5? Okay, yeah, I must
Yeah.
have missed that one. So here we go. Atrium.
Oh.
Continuing my luck. So you guy and I go away.
Yep, that's 5 snits you've taken out. I still have 4 on the board though.
And here's my next atrium.
Oh, he
No,
fights him
denied.
off.
That's bad because I really needed to get that guy because you have 4. If you can somehow kill 4 organs next turn, you'll win the game.
I will. And that's gonna
Yeah,
be hard.
so I'm in trouble, real trouble. And that's all the chomping I can do. So
All right. Well,
fine.
I get to move snits.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this snit, move him into the eye. Take
Okay.
this one snit, move him into the aggrulator.
Oh no.
I'm gonna take the Divercreus one. He's gonna move down into the Mutorni.
Mm-hmm.
Butorni.
Sure.
And sure, yeah, sounds good. And this guy's going to move up here because I want them in all the different organs I can find. Now,
There you go.
technically, I would not know because these would be flipped
Right.
and I wouldn't know what these are. So I am after these things because hopefully I can get the Spark of Life on one of these
Yes. And win the game instantaneously.
and win the game. So I'm going to attack the eye first.
Okay.
Come on, 5 or 6. Oh, the eye survives. Now the agulator. Oh, he survives.
Oh.
Now, what happens in the
Well, first you have to destroy it.
lobulus? Okay, so I attack it.
Right.
I attack it.
And you destroy it. But the bad news
No,
is
no,
now
no. This thing.
oh no, that I'm sorry, beg your pardon. That would have been hidden by my Lobotus.
Right,
Okay.
so he's
So
flipped,
right. So
ideally.
basically you're attacking both of them at the same time.
Ah, I gotcha.
So it's like a free attack on two. Okay.
Gotcha.
So you destroy them both. So the
Yes.
Lobotus goes away
He's,
and go
he
ahead.
flips over,
And it's a
and,
swap, right?
and so it explodes.
Yes, and kills a snit.
Oh no, I can't afford that.
Yeah. No, you
Bad
cannot.
move on my part. So, down here in the Mutorni. Oh, 6. Took him out.
I'm in trouble. So now, however, then we would flip this one and we'd find another splop.
Oh, and it takes out this Snit.
Yes.
But
But
I've successfully taken out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the
yes.
glut healed itself. If I had blocked that gut, I would have won.
Yes, you would have won by now.
All right, it is now your turn, my friend. So
Wow.
first do your make'ems.
Makeums. Okay, all these guys become renegades. Now, for those of you who are watching this game, you can see how the fortune kind of goes back and forth. You're not exactly sure who's going to win this thing. Just a while back, I said, oh, I'm going to probably win. Then all of a sudden, I came very close to dying just then. All right, so I've converted my makeums to renegadums.
Mm-hmm.
Next is to compositor. I need to heal. So I'm going to go ahead and try to heal all my organs so I can try to survive. Now, this means basically here, this is the end game. If John does not have the ability to kill 2 organs next turn, because I'm probably going to heal the atrium, I think. Wait. No, I'm not. Oh. No, John. Oh, John might win. No.
The
Okay, hang on.
atrium. Yeah, the
Yeah,
atrium
that's
is in
right.
your organ.
That's right. It's too far away.
It's in
So,
the secondary compositor.
yeah. So we'll see. This is going to be very, very close. If John's dice are going to succeed, he'll probably put me into system shock. Okay, so long story short, compositors are done. Now I move thingies.
Move thingies.
This is where the movement restrictions come into play. So one's going to go that way. One's going to go this way. One's going to go this way. Then we're going to send these guys out to hopefully soon get into the correct organs to heal it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. He's going to race to the antephyllum hopefully as quickly as possible. This guy is going to run up here. This renegatum is going to go up here. I have so few chances here to win. All right, movement's done. Chomp.
Chomp away.
I have 1 chomp. If I don't get a 5 or 6 here, or I should say 1, 2, 3, I might
1,
be
2,
in
3.
a
You
lot
got a
of trouble.
50%.
Here we go.
Here's the roll. Oh, it's a 3.
Oh,
Takes him out. Took my Snit out. I was going to move him up into the eye, actually.
Now, well, this is interesting because you can still win because my turn is over. I've done all the smashing, I should say, all the eating and chomping I can. So,
Yeah, and I've got 1 guy left.
yeah. So,
He's
yeah,
in the eye.
if you can destroy the eye in this turn, you will win the game.
This is a 5 or 6. Oh, 3.
Oh,
The eye survives 1 more turn.
the eye survives 1 more turn, but this is going to be now look at the situation. This is interesting. I have nobody who can get to you to eat you. Okay, next turn. This is the antephyllum. It's going to take 2 turns for me to heal, get you down to heal. The only other choice that you have, I have the atrium that's going to be healed next turn. So yeah, I don't know. This is going to be crazy. All right, my turn. Makeums. I need more makeums. I need to make more things to kill, and then I need to go ahead and heal my organs. So makeums or the compositor
primary
phase is done.
compositor. Okay, so in the compositor you put in a mutorium token and 2 makeums.
Yep.
All right. That takes us to the compositor compose stage. So they slide down the
To
Tubes.
make, yep, make them movement phase, move thingies.
Yep.
Oops, I moved the wrong thingy. Okay, and then this guy moves here. Now, I got to move the right organ. Okay, atrium. Atrium is now healed.
No.
Yeah, so I've got some breathing room
No.
now.
Well, yeah, it's going to be real close.
Yeah, I know. This is going to be close. Movement is done. Yeah,
Chomp
movement is done.
things.
Yep, no chomp thing. Oh, yep, no chomp things.
No one's
Oh, wait,
won
did I move
yet.
this guy? No, I didn't move this guy.
I don't
Sorry.
think so.
One more. Okay, now it's chomp things. Nope, nothing. Now it's your turn.
All right, I'm still chomping down on the eye. Come on, 5 or 6. Oh, I took out the
Oh,
eye. If I had done that last turn, I would have won.
yep.
Okay, well, that's the end
Still.
of my turn because I don't have any more snits and no guys in reserve.
All right, here we go.
So you
My
first do your
make'ems
make'ems.
turn into runagatems.
Go run and get 'ems.
All right, my compositors make more make'ems
And I mean,
because
what
I
a
can't.
brilliantly simplistic alien game in Dragon
Mm-hmm.
Magazine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, move thingies. Run to get them. Run to get them. Oh, I've cornered you.
No.
That stays there. Divicarius. Got to get you the Divicarius. Got to get you the Lobatus.
Well, you just healed the glut. So I still have 1, 2, 3, 4. What, did you heal the atrium?
Yeah, atrium is healed. So
Oh,
there's,
man.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You still have 5 if I count
No,
right,
no, no,
right?
no.
One.
The glut's healed.
Oh, that's right. It is. Wow. Okay.
So the only place I can move is the
Yep.
Agulator, which
Mm-hmm.
has a run to get to minimum in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to attack the run to get him.
Interesting. Now remember, I get a counterattack if you don't kill me.
All right, here we go. Oh, I rolled a
You did
4.
not.
I
You did not
failed.
kill me.
So
Right.
you get a counterattack.
Yes, and the counterattack is pretty easy. Basically, I get to go ahead and I forget the actual roll. This happens so infrequently. Yeah, basically it's the same roll. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this could be the game right here.
Roll the die.
And
Roll the
oh, that's
die.
right. Roll the die. Roll the die. Roll the die.
There we go. Oh, and that takes out my last snit.
Yep.
You have successfully fought off the infection,
Now
destroyed more
here's
snits. Hope you feel proud of yourself, killing more snits.
well, just wait till I smash some more on the beach.
We're just hanging out on the beach, and this big blob comes over and starts attacking us, and we're defending ourselves. And what do? You fight us off inside.
Now I think an
We're the
interesting
victims
variant on
here.
this. Yeah. I think the only thing I would change about this game to perhaps bring some more chances for the snip player is I don't know if the splops should exist, because that just seems to be just too easy of a way to lose snits repeatedly just because you're trying to go ahead and get the spark of life. Um, Maybe a splop will, if you wanted to, trap a snit for one turn, and you would keep the spot counter on there for one turn, and then it would be freed the next turn.
That's a good
But I
idea.
think, yeah, I just think that that's the only thing that imbalances this game because if you still had those two snits that were left over, you probably would have won the game.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for this episode of Snits Revenge. As always, it was a fantastic play. I mean, we only played for about 35 minutes or so for an
Yeah.
entire game. So it was a blast because, I get done with this game and the first thing I think of is I want to play it again. Because being the snit, I want to win one game. So it's like I want to keep trying until I eventually win. But I truly think this came down to just simply one round of bad dice rolls,
Yes,
which
true.
is what caused me to fail. And plus, you failed to move one of your make'ems one round because you forgot. So, I mean, it's a fun game. For a game in a Dragon magazine, which you can get in a box set on eBay. I think we saw it for like $75 or something. Just a
Yeah, and
blast.
Here's the kicker: the Dragon magazine at the time cost $2. So this game
$2.
back in the day cost $2, which even adjusted for inflation is somewhere around $8 or $9. So what a deal for all the gameplay hours you would have for this. And by the way, we didn't even talk to anybody about the variants on this game, which includes a variation on excrement, which we're not going to go into. But try out the game and you'll see what we're talking about.
Maybe a later episode. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. I'd like to thank Ethan for the music. Did a fantastic job. You can always find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, we're on Google Podcasts. You can find us on youtube.com/Rules Explained. We have a subreddit. And I think that's it. So with that, I'm John Merritt.
I'm Rob Nothing.
Guys, thank you for listening.
Adios.